it's day 156. The high in my area is 78 degrees. But I made a mistake yesterday. I used the Jade and the high was 64 degrees. So I actually needed to use the light raspberry instead for 64. So since I made a mistake on camera, I'll correct it on camera. So I'm taking this apart. Let me turn it. Taking this apart, and I'm going to do the row from yesterday, as well as today's row. So let's end this here. And then we're going to add in this light raspberry for row 155, which was the high was 64. I thought it was something weird yesterday, but I'm glad I double checked. So we're going to add this chain one, turn. I don't know if you can see it from, I'm sorry, I really need to work on these camera angles, but let's see. Chain one, and we're going to turn. So let's see. Yeah, you should see it now. Okay, so I'm going to tuck in. Let me cut this. And we have to go back for the next row, but let me correct this one first. So we're going to tuck in the ends and do a single crochet in every space all the way down this row. So today is my day off from my first job. So I'm resting for a while. I played a game this morning on my phone, and then I watched a video from a man who does Reddit stories, and it was like a compilation of different Reddit stories, and the theme was "Am I the butthole?" And one of the stories was about a man. He wanted to know if he was the butthole for not giving his sister part of the inheritance that his grandparents left him. So the story goes that when he was 5, his mother passed away, and he was raised by his dad. And then maybe 6 months, I believe he said, after his mother died, his dad, he had a little sister. So he was 5 when his mother passed, and his sister was 2. So he had his dad 6 months after his mother passed away. His dad started dating a new woman, and he didn't like it because he was really attached to his mom, and he felt weird that this new woman was coming around. And his dad told him that your sister needs a mom. And he just felt that was weird, even when he was 5, because he said, I remember my mom. I had like fun times with my mom. So she was kind of embedded into his memory, and he couldn't see himself having a new mom. So as time progressed, eventually his dad and his girlfriend got married. His sister was so excited. He wasn't excited about it at all because he said he did not want her to be his mom. But his dad got his maternal grandparents, so his mother's parents, to talk to him. And he said, okay, I'll at least act right at the wedding. So they talked to him, and he acted right at the wedding. Then it came the time when, I guess after they had been married for a while, and she referred to him as her son, he said, even as a child, I would correct her like, no, I'm not your son. I have a mom. And she would get kind of upset, and his dad would kind of correct him. So I'm doing the new color for today, which would be the Jade. Oh, and I got it all twisted up. But he would correct her and say like, no, you're not my mom. But his dad said, she wants to adopt you. And he was not really with that. And so once again, his dad got his grandparents to come in and say like, no, well, she's in your life. She's going to be your new mom. Let her adopt you. And he said, he kind of listened to him, but he, once again, he said like, that's not my mom. I'm going to cut this one because we're going to attach the Jade. That's not my mom. So eventually they went to the courts for him and his sister to be adopted. Of course, his sister at this point, she's all in. That's her mom. She was 2 when they got together. So that, well, yeah, 2 when they got together. So that's really pretty much all she pretty much knows. And then he said the good thing about it, when they went through the adoption, the judge asked the child, I don't know if this happens in every state or every city, every country, but judges ask children how they feel about the adoption. And he said when the judge pulled him away, he expressed how he did not want to be adopted by her. And the judge listened to him. So his sister was adopted, but he was not. And then his father, I guess, was really upset about this and then started threatening him like, you, since you don't want to be a part of this family, you can't participate in X, Y, and Z activities. And then eventually they had more children together, and he said it really got bad. But he said the whole time, the one person on his father's side that was on his side was his paternal aunt, saying like, you shouldn't pressure him. So he had a great relationship with her. And then when he turned 18, he moved out of his house, his parents' house, and I believe he moved in with his grandparents. And on his, no, he moved in with his paternal aunt, his father's sister. And he started talking with his grandparents, and his grandparents told him that they were not okay with their father pushing him to have like this great relationship with his new wife. But his father threatened him, said like, if you don't say that you agree with this, then you won't see your grandchild. So the grandparents were kind of torn, but they only went along because they wanted to see their grandson. So that was one thing. So eventually he grew up. He did not have a great relationship with his dad and his stepmother. He barely, he said, talked to his sister. But he was very close with his paternal aunt and his grandparents. His grandparents passed away, and in their will, they gave, I think, each of their, they named it legally grandchildren, $250,000 or something like that. That was an inheritance. So him and all his cousins got money, but his sister, she was upset because in the will, all she received was a picture of her mother and a letter. And she felt it was unfair. So his question was, am I the butthole for not giving my sister part of my inheritance? And a lot of people said no, because, and he gave some more context, that his sister, when their grandparents got sick, never came around when she was an adult. She never really wanted to be a part of their lives. And that she had new grandparents and her adopted mother's grandparents, well, parents. So for the most part, everyone said he wasn't the butthole. So, but what do you think about that story? If this was your sibling, would you give them some money? Would you say also agree with them that it wasn't fair? Or would you be okay with like, no, you weren't there for grandma and grandpa, so no, you don't get any of their money? So yeah, so that is today. I corrected yesterday, and I added today's, which was 78 degrees, so that's the right color. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.